guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my July plan with me, but before I get into that, this is the first video that I am filming since kind of everything that's been going on in the United States. So I am going to leave some links down below if you're interested in finding out more information about how you can fight against racism and how you can support the Black Lives Matter movement. Honestly, I feel like I have a lot to learn and I'm still trying to, do and take action on my own as an individual. So I will let the resources kind of speak for themselves. Definitely do your research, educate yourself, get involved as much as you can. And yes, that is what I have to say on that. Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter. Check out the resources, please. So I've been really struggling to film this video. Times are tough and we're in the middle of a pandemic and the Black Lives Matter movement and fighting against police brutality and all of these different things that are going on. There is still a need for, positive and uplifting content. But at the same time, as somebody who creates content based on my planner, I can't just ignore that it's not really business as usual in a lot of ways. And so I started filming this video and I had this idea of how I wanted it to go, and then I realized that my head was just not into doing it, and I think that I think I need to sit down and get a lot of stuff off of my mind because apparently I was more overwhelmed, I think, than I realized I was. And a lot of it has to do with work. Some of it has to do with creating content right now. And I think some of it just has to do with starting to come out of lockdown and going back to work and maybe not having properly dealt with what it meant to be isolated in my house for so long. I definitely like to think of myself as somebody who can spend a lot of time by themselves. And, even in normal times, I don't see friends, all of the time or whatever, but I think that it did take a little bit of a psychological toll that I maybe didn't recognize. And this is really the first time I've sat down to film in probably 3 weeks and maybe longer. I don't even know, probably since the last time I did a plan with me. And it kind of all felt like it hit right now. So this is going to be a weird one. I apologize in advance, but you know what? This is also life. This is what I show you guys on here, and so it felt weird to not do a plan with me just because I was feeling overwhelmed. I figured I might as well try and lean into that, and yeah, I don't know. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at June. So here is June. I am currently filming on June 17th. I actually need to fill in my little log for yesterday. I worked, actually. I did some cooking and working, and that's basically what I did yesterday. So intentions are actually going okay overall, aside from my font, which is kind of honestly every single month, I feel like. So I should really work on that, as I literally always say. Yeah. So overall, I would say exercise has been going pretty well. I've been really on top of language stuff. I mean, I've been keeping it pretty low key, so that has definitely helped. I did do a little bit of sewing, probably not as much as I normally would do, but I have done a little bit. And let's see, so tracking has been going, again, pretty okay. You can definitely tell that I've been taking advantage of the fact that we can leave our houses now to actually go for walks, and I think that's been really helpful. I have been reading a fair bit. I've actually, one of the books that I'm currently working on isn't on here yet because I just started yesterday and I didn't get around to that, but I have an ebook that I read in the morning while I'm having my coffee. I have an audiobook that I listen to while I am, cleaning or cooking or whatever, going for walks. And then I have, currently it's a book in Spanish, but I have the book that I read in a foreign language right before bed. So those are kind of the 3 books that I'm working on. And then I have 2 that I am, that are kind of on hiatus. They're both ebooks. So basically whenever I finish my current ebook, then I'll go back to one of those 2. So yeah. Then I've got my dailies. So you can tell here, and I think I have it also on the next page, this was a huge migration from the end of May, but also the start of a new week. And so I just kind of dumped everything on one daily. I did not do it all on Monday for sure, but I just kind of dumped it all on Monday and, kind of went that way because that way I didn't have to put it somewhere else. I could just kind of dump it all on here, but that's why Monday is a super, super long daily. So again, I had that happen when I switched over to this new spread. So it happened to fall on a Wednesday. And as you can see, I'm still only about halfway through with some of the stuff. I mean, this entire section is sewing, so like that, if I don't get to it, it's no big deal. It was just kind of reminders of projects I wanted to start working on soon. So, and you can see like, I haven't even done my daily for today. It is Wednesday. It is 2:15 at this point, and I still have not done my daily for today. I had an early work day, and then I came home and I was trying to film, and then filming didn't go well, and so I just haven't gotten around to doing my daily yet, is basically what it's come down to. But I think I can probably get today and like tomorrow in, and yeah, so we'll see. So that's honestly the end of dailies in here. And also, I'm not going to show you my PROJO this time because it's going to be a new quarter, so I will have a separate quarter three plan with me, which I will not be filming today. I will film that next week probably, so that I am hopefully in a better mindset, but that's why we're not going to go into the PROJO today. So basically I decided, and I actually filmed all of this already, and I am probably going to just trash the footage because. So basically I'm going to give myself one more page for the end of June, and I'm gonna honestly just go ahead and show you guys. I actually already did my intro page for July, and as you can see, I did not even letter my quote. So I ended up choosing, this is my quote. It's, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined, no one can stop you. And I felt that that was really fitting, since I'm really trying to educate myself about the history of racism and systemic racism in the United States, and just like all of that. And I felt like this was a really good reminder that I needed to be open to potentially changing some, thoughts or opinions that I had, and be ready to really challenge the way that I look at the world. And so I chose this particular quote, and I went through a mild existential crisis trying to figure out colors for this month, and I ended up going with these three. So I have 249, which is this like forest green. I've got N57, which is this like khaki kind of green, like camo green. I don't even know what color that is. And then 946, which is this like goldenrod. And don't ask me why, but apparently green and yellow are like my go-to colors now. Like, don't even know why. But I was having an existential crisis about choosing my colors. I just like didn't know what I wanted to do for July, and I ended up going really dark because that's honestly just kind of where my headspace is right now. And so that's what we went with, but yellow because why not? I don't know. So I, chose my colors, and I didn't feel like lettering, which this doesn't happen often. Like, you guys know, I almost always, this is like the one time in my bullet journal that I do things kind of fancy, and that I, do some lettering and do some sort of decorative stuff. And I just didn't feel like doing it. And there was a part of me that honestly wanted to like glue these pages together and start fresh. And I'm not going to, because my bullet journal is a record of what was going on, and I have a feeling that in the future, when I look back at July 2020 and I see my sad handwritten little quote, so I actually hand wrote it using this micron, so it's a 02 micron. When I look back and I see my sad handwritten quote, even though it's a quote that I really like and I think is really important, I'm gonna remember the mindset that I was in, and so I'm gonna leave it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna leave it. What I am gonna do, everything else is gonna be set up kind of as normal. I'm gonna just do a little time lapse. I was gonna try and do it live for you guys, but I just can't today. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will time lapse you guys to do the rest of my setup pages. I apologize that you aren't gonna see me actually doing this, but like honestly, it was just one of those months. So yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the time lapse, and we'll have a final little chat and wrap up. So this is a really quick one. You guys have already seen this intro page. I thought briefly that maybe I would decorate it a little bit, but honestly, I'm just gonna leave it as is. So I have my monthly setup and my intentions. I am leaving them blank. I was thinking that July is the beginning of my summer holidays as a teacher, and so I might want to revisit what some of my intentions are, but I do really like having 4. I feel like that's a pretty good number without, you know, being too few nor being too many. So I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna leave them blank for now and see if maybe I wanna change up 1 or 2 of them. Then my tracker, I've actually kept, again, the same. I really like this setup. I feel like it works pretty well for me. So this is my July plan with me, and I am still not even sure that I should necessarily post it because, like, guys, it's a train wreck. Like, I know it's a train wreck. You guys know it's a train wreck. It is what it is. But I think that I'm going to, and poor future Caitlin of tomorrow is going to have a fun time editing it because I have no idea where my brain is most of the time in this video. But I honestly wanted to post it because I feel like I don't vlog. And so I feel like when you guys see my videos, you guys get to see kind of the highlights, the days that I'm on and that I'm doing my filming. And I try to be real with you guys and like let you know how things are going or whatever, but I'm not actually a vlogger. And so I feel like you guys don't get to see like that kind of day-to-day stuff. And in all honesty, it's been a really like overwhelming time, and not just like literally just kind of everything that's been going on between, you know, the pandemic, between work, and I just wanted to be really real with you guys. And like this plan with me, this is just like, you know, 2 hours out of my day or whatever. It's literally been like 2 hours because of how long it's taken me to actually film this. Not for the actual plan with me part, but just to like mentally get to a place where I can actually film this. And that's not to like ask for sympathy or anything like that, but just to show you that like, even though I have been posting content and planning stuff and like overall have been in a pretty like happy like place or whatever, like that is not necessarily the way it always is. And this is one of those times where it just so happened that my real job has made it that I had to film this today or it wasn't going to get done. My mental state made it so that, you know, I was not in a state of mind where I wanted to actually letter it or make anything like super pretty or whatever. And honestly, if I weren't on YouTube, like nobody would know. This is what my monthly would look like, and nobody would know. I would, you know looking back that this was kind of, you know, when everything kind of came to a head sort of mentally, but like no one else would know. And so I wanted to show that like sometimes just because I post, you know, the pretty planner pages or whatever, like sometimes it doesn't happen. Like honestly, sometimes it just doesn't happen. But what is something that happens is I do still have a monthly that I can use. I do still have, you know, the pages that I need in order to plan my month whenever I get around to actually sitting down to do that. This is a tool. You know, I enjoy the fun lettering stuff that I get to do as part of my plan with me because I don't really do it anywhere else. But like at the end of the day, this is a tool and it's designed to help me get my life on track. And right now, I am feeling really overwhelmed with the amount of work I have to do before the end of the school year. And so, you know, for example, I haven't even done my daily for today. And like, that's okay. You know, I'll get to it later and it'll probably end up being a did day. You know, I'll go back through and I'll do a daily based on what I actually did today. But what this really shows me and what I kind of want to document just for you guys, but also as a reminder to myself, is that sometimes when things get to this point, 1, you have to push through. Like I still needed a monthly. And 2, I really need to sit down and recenter and kind of take care of my mental health because I think that I'm definitely feeling a little bit more overwhelmed than I thought I was. And I need to take care of that in order to still be able to function and do my job and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is going to be a super rambly sort of plan with me. If you guys stuck around to the end, thank you very much. But yeah, that is what I've got for you guys this week. So I will be filming my Q3 plan with me next week. Hopefully I will be in a better mindset because I feel like that is going to be where I need to take the time to sit down and really figure out where I want my energy to go over the next 3 months and like recenter and all of that, which I think is going to be a really good thing. Whereas this was just something I needed to kind of get done so that I was ready for July. So If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Hey guys, bye. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this video and are actually watching my end screen and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. There's a little button right there for you to do it. And if you're interested in watching some more of my videos, I have links to 2 of my older videos off to the left there, so you can check those out if you would like to, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!